Hello, my name is Savannah, and I cannot believe I am saying this right now, but I am here to talk about my experience meeting Ed Sheeran. Now, today's Tuesday, and I saw Ed on Sunday. I tried to make this video yesterday, but I was kind of a mess. But basically in March, I went and I hugged a bunch of random strangers around my city, and I put Ed CDs in people's carts in hopes that Ed would take the challenge and hug me at his show in June. Unfortunately, that didn't happen, but I told myself I cannot give up. So I bought a ticket to his show in Toronto, and I went out again and I hugged a bunch of random strangers for the second time, and I did Ed Hugged Sav Part 2. Now, a lot of people helped try and get it to Ed, and I can never thank everyone enough. Like, verified accounts tweeted it to him, radio stations did, and whatnot, but it was the day before the show, and I had not heard anything back from anyone, and I was like, okay, you bald eagle, Savannah, you need to just stop. You are not meeting Ed. So, and I kind of lost my hopes as well when I found out that he met fans at his hotel that night, and I knew his hotel, and I missed that chance. And then the day of, nothing had happened either, and I then heard again that he met fans at his hotel before he left to film his music video. So basically all of my hope was gone. I can honestly say I told myself I'm not meeting Ed today. So around 4 I get to the stadium, and no one's there. Like, I just walk up to the tour buses and there's 2 fans sitting on the ground, and I'm just like, why isn't anyone here yet? So we just sit together and we talk, and then Benny, Ed's friend, he comes out, and I'm just like, what? So we get pictures with him and we're talking to him, and I whip out my Ed Hugged Sav video, and I'm like, Benny, you need to watch this. So he watched it. He's like, oh, that's so cool and cute. And then I made him promise, which I got on video here.
Wait, say it on camera that you will tell him about Ed Hugged Sav.
I will tell Ed about Ed Hugged Sav.
He promised. He fucking promised.
And you're gonna.
So he promised that he would tell Ed about it, and I also made him pinky swear. So thanks, Benny. And he was so nice and whatnot. But in my mind, I'm like, he's gonna forget to tell Ed. Just in my mind, I'm like, I'm not meeting Ed still. So I met these other 2 girls, and we were talking, and then we had found out Ed was driving around in a blue van. So we go by the underground, and there is literally no fans there. It was just us 3 waiting at the underground for Ed, and hopefully to see him drive by. So probably like an hour passes, and we see a blue van across the street stopped at a light. Like, stay chill, just stay chill, don't run after it. Fans will come and he'll get mobbed, and that will not be good. So I make sure that I have my Ed Hugged Sav sign by my side. Like, I'm not holding it up, but I'm just holding it next to me and in the direction they're driving. So they drive by, and then all of a sudden his van stops, and I'm like, in my head I'm just like, nope, they're just stopped to go in the garage, like it's nothing. And then all of a sudden the side door of the van opens, and his bodyguard Kevin sticks his head out and looks at me. He's like, are you Savannah? It's still so surreal that that actually happened. So I walk up to the van, I'm like nodding my head viciously, and I get up to it and I stick my head in, and Ed is in the backseat, and he's like, hi Savannah, we were literally just watching your video right now. And he was like so surprised that I was right there, and I was like, I was more surprised than him, a lot more surprised. So then he told me how they already had my seat number and everything, and they were planning on coming to my seat and bring me backstage to hug. And then he asked me, he's like, you want a video of us hugging, right? But I couldn't hear him, so I was like, pardon? And he repeated himself, and then I was like, yeah. So after that, he tried to take selfies with the girls around me, just my two friends that I met there, I guess. And then all of a sudden, girls walking started screaming his name, and it was a mess. And then so he was like, see you soon, and he closed the door. And let me tell you, I kept my chill when we were talking, but the moment he drove away, I fell on my knees and was bawling my eyes out, and I kept repeating, he knows who I am, he knows who I am. And I was like jumping around as well, and it was just so surreal. I still, every time I think about it now, I can't believe it. So then after that, I got to my seats. I met up with my friend who gave me my ticket, and I got to my seats, and I was just sitting there like, what am I even gonna say to him? I was not planning to meet him at all. So I'm just sitting there. I have no idea when they're coming or anything. So all of a sudden I see Kevin walking down the rows, and I'm like, nope, it's not for me. Even though I knew that I was going to be meeting him, in my head I'm like, no, he's gonna forget. Like, it's not actually happening. This is a dream. And then Kevin stops in the row in front of me and is talking to another security guard, and it's like seat 18, which is my seat, and oh my god, it's just so surreal. And then they like waved me over, and I walked behind Kev, and he gave me like a backstage pass. He's like, you need this to get backstage, and I felt so Gucci, let me tell you. And then so we walk back there, and we stop in front of this room, and Kev's like, oh, Ed's just in the other room doing something right now, but he'll be out in a few minutes. So as I'm waiting, Kevin was actually talking to another guy about the music video that Ed filmed, which was really cool. I was like, ah. And then so all of a sudden Ed comes out from around the corner, and he's holding this little like frame thing with it was like a record he broke, and he sees me, he's like, oh, hello, like, come follow me, come follow me. And then I'm like, oh my god, I'm following Ed Sheeran right now. And as we're walking through, he's like, I'm so sorry, like, that I had to make you wait. And I swear, I muttered under my breath, I'm like, no, I'm so sorry for, you don't deserve to say that to me. So then I put my Ed Hugged Sav sign on the ground, and he picks it up, he's like, are we gonna do this? I was like, do what? And then he's like, oh, we're gonna take a picture with it. So I hand him my phone, and he's holding the poster here and like the phone at the bottom, so we have really, like, at least I do, I had a really gross double chin. I'm like, I cannot post this anywhere. I have to crop myself out in my own selfie with Ed Sheeran. So then he's like, oh wait, I'm gonna put it on my Snapchat. And he gave me my phone back, and he's like, I just got a Snapchat today. And he was so cute and excited about his Snapchat. And then I asked him if he got the update, and he got really confused, and I was like, oh, it like does scary things to your face. And yeah, he didn't get it. So I was just like, okay. So then he filmed this, which he had put on his Snapchat.
This girl Savannah, she had a hashtag on Twitter to hug. Should we hug?
Yeah, I think we should hug. Yeah.
And then so after that, he's like, alright, let's do this. And I put my purse down. I'm like, Ed, this has to be the most iconic hug you have ever given. And as I look back up, he's across the room. And I'm like, what is he planning? He's like, you're just gonna run and you're gonna jump and you're gonna like put your legs around my waist here and you're just gonna go for it. And I was like, you're probably gonna fall over. And he laughs and he's like, yeah, probably. And I was like, so then I give my phone to Kevin because he's taking the video, and right before we're about to do it, Ed looks at Kevin. He's like, wait, we should do it in slow-mo. So Ed Sheeran walks over to my phone and he's on it trying to figure out how to do slow-mo. And like for a minute he thought time-lapse was slow-mo, and I'm like, oh no, that makes it really fast. And it was just really cute. So he couldn't figure it out, so he just went back to his position, and then this happened.
Right, you ready?
Oh my
Cool.
goodness. Okay.
Just jump.
Okay, ready?
Okay.
That was the
works.
greatest hug ever.
Was the greatest moment ever. And then so after that I got a selfie with him, and then I asked him to write something down for me. He's like, oh yeah, of course. And he whips a Sharpie out of nowhere. I do not even know where it came from. He just whipped it out. And then I grabbed my ticket and he's bent over. I'm bent over next to Ed, and I'm like, I make shit happen, call me a laxative. And he looks up at me, he's like, I really hope you're not getting this tattooed. I was like, oh no. And then his manager Sue starts making jokes, and they're like making jokes about it. And then Ed mumbles, he's like, laxatives. I'm like, me too, Ed. So then after that I was like, I'm so sorry, but can you do one more thing? And he's like, oh yeah, of course. Like, Ed is just so nice and genuine. And so I had him say, hey Savannah, which if you follow me on Twitter you kind of know the reason behind, and it's just because my friend one time got him to say hey Savannah. Then I said it as my name, so now I'm hey Savannah on Twitter. And I tried to explain that to him, which we had a moment there, but it was good. And then so he did that, which is here.
Hey, Savannah.
Thank you.
And then I hugged him again. Overall, I hugged him 4 times, which still blows my mind. I hugged him when I walked in. I hugged him that koala bear hug. I hugged him after that koala bear hug. Then I hugged him again before I left. And I forget the dialogue, but all I remember is he said, see you soon, like 3 times. And then I told him good luck, and I told him I loved him, and I thanked him. And he kept saying, like, see you soon at the show, thank you, and everything. And then I'm walking out with his bodyguard, and we're just not talking. Then I look over at him, I'm like, that was the most iconic thing to ever happen. And he laughs, and then he begins to tell me about how they were watching my video and everything. And I can't believe I'm able to say this, but that is my experience meeting Ed Sheeran. Now, before I go, I would just like to I've thanked everyone on Twitter so many times, but I still don't think it's enough. Thank you to everyone who tweeted Ed my video and hashtag #EdHuggedSav. Thank you for all the support. Thank you for being so nice when I did meet him. Thank you to Kev for bringing me backstage. I totally forgot to thank you. And it was your birthday, but I was not aware of that at the time. So happy belated birthday. And most of all, thank you so much to Ed. I cannot even express into words how much that meant to me. I've been waiting years and years for that moment, and you just mean the world. And go before I start bawling my eyes out, but yeah, I hope everyone gets the chance to see Ed live and meet him, because he is the most incredible and genuine human being there is. So thanks for watching.
This is a place where